Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah. Hi.
I guess Professor Meglani has also joined.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Ravi sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. So, sir, we'll start exactly at 4.
Okay.
Okay, just give me.
People are you expecting?
I think we are expecting something around. Anup, how many people we are expecting? Anup will help us understand.
Okay, sure.
So meeting got finished early, sir.
Yes, it did. Just finished. I was not sure because usually these things just go on and on. But thankfully, I think it's a Friday evening. Everyone wanted to finish and go home.
Okay, so should we start?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So today's topic of discussion is admissions at Ahmedabad University, one of the leading private universities in the country. And today we will try to understand what all courses are being offered, what is the criteria of admission in MBA program, which all examinations are accepted, and what are the cutoff for various subjects. So today our first guest is Professor Ravi Meglani, who has over 35 years of experience and is the director of GEMBA program. Professor Meglani has expertise in the field of marketing research and consumer insights and has worked across domains including marketing research, consumer behavior, customer management. At Ahmedabad University, he is creating courses and programs in the area of marketing research and related disciplines. Our second guest today is Mr. Swetang Kumar Panchal. He is the admissions and branding manager for MBA program at Ahmedabad University. Swetang has an extensive work experience of 10 plus years in academic marketing, branding, and counseling domain with various top-level colleges across the country. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, sir, first of all, I would like to understand from you what all, if you could give us a brief idea about what all courses are being offered at Ahmedabad University, particularly technical courses like MBA.
Yeah, okay. So Ahmedabad University is what we call a liberal arts university, which means it has a very broad range of disciplines. It's not a focused university on any particular discipline or topic. Within the university, we have 3 schools. There is a school of arts and sciences. There is the Amrit Modi School of Management, which runs the MBA program that Shwetank and I represent. And we have a School of Engineering and Applied Sciences. So as the name suggests, the School of Engineering has BTech programs and MTech programs in mechanical, chemical, and other branches of engineering. School of Arts and Sciences has arts, which is mainly social sciences and humanities. So they have undergraduate programs in philosophy, history, psychology, sociology, literature, languages, etc. As well as they have the sciences part, within which they have the physical sciences. So they have programs in physics, chemistry, mathematics, and they have there's a separate sub-school inside that school for life sciences, so biological and life sciences, which has programs in biology, biotechnology, and so on. So those are the other schools. The main focus probably for today's meeting is the School of Management,
MBA.
Amrit Moti School of Management. In that school, we have undergraduate program, broadly two kinds of undergraduate program, BBA program, which is Bachelor in Business Administration, and BCom programs, within which there are certain specializations and so on, but these are the two broad groups. And then we have graduate programs, which students come to after they have finished their BBA or BCom or any bachelor degree. So at the graduate level or postgraduate level, we have two broad programs. One is MBA, which we will talk a lot more about today, and the other is MA in economics, which some of your audience may also be interested in. So in today's webinar, the people from our side who will be mainly present in the Q&A is myself. I'm a professor, as you told the audience, I'm a professor and specializing in marketing, consumer insight, marketing research, and so on. And Shwetank is our admissions manager. So that is the structure.
So, sir, first thing that our audience and we would also like to understand is that what is the criteria for admission in MBA programs and also BBA courses?
Okay, for that, I will hand you back to Shwetank. Shwetank is our admissions manager and he knows the criteria in much better detail than I do. So Shwetank, you can take us through that.
Sure. So I'd like to present my screen here. I guess you need to give me, okay, yes, the access has been given to me. Is my screen visible to all? Is the screen visible, Ravi sir?
Yes, screen is visible. We can go ahead.
Yeah. So as far as admissions and eligibility criteria is concerned, there are the criteria are pretty simple. Any graduates who has completed their graduation, or if they are pursuing their fifth, if they are going through their fifth or sixth semester, right, and who have appeared into examinations like CAT, MAT, CMAT, NMAT, SNAP, or XAT, or if you are planning to appear into these examinations, they can simply go to Ahmedabad University's website. There is an admissions menu. Under admissions menu, you will see numerous programs, out of which you are supposed to log into MBA program page, and you will see an apply now button. That's where you need to register yourself. So eligibility criteria, to simplify, it's pretty much simple. Any graduates with 50% marks from general category or 45% marks in terms of reserve category, along with a valid scorecard from examinations like CAT, MAT, CMAT, NMAT, SNAP, XAT, and GRE can definitely apply for Ahmedabad MBA program. And once the application is submitted, the screening process will begin. So as you can see, any candidates with bachelor degree with minimum 50% marks can apply for the program. The only thing is we are very much particular about students appearing into these examinations that we have listed here, that is CAT, CMAT, and MAT, SNAP, XAT, without which application is simply not possible. So any students who are planning to apply for Ahmedabad University MBA program, they are supposed to apply for this examination first and needs to have a valid scorecard with them in order to submit the application. Then candidate who's appearing to fifth or sixth semester of their undergraduate degree, they can also apply for the program. And as such, there is no as such ceiling for fresh graduates or working professionals. I mean, working professionals with any number of experience can also for the Ahmedabad MBA program. So that is the eligibility criteria. And as far as application process is concerned, we have listed this website URL here, which I'll be posting into the chat box soon. So this is the website that you are supposed to be visiting in order to register for the MBA program. All you need to do is to register yourself. fill up all the details that the application portal is asking from, and upload all the details, including 10th, 12th, graduation mark sheets, and all credentials, along with competitive examination scorecard, and submit the application. So that is the application process in short. And I'm sure some of you would be wondering about which are the dates. I mean, what are the deadlines? I mean, by which date I can apply for the MBA program? So the answer is right there in front of your screen. You may want to take a screenshot. You can take a screenshot. So the first round has already begun. We are already accepting online applications for MBA program, and you can, the first round's deadline is 28 February 2022. So the sooner you'll apply to the programs, the sooner you submit the application, the sooner we will be able to start shortlisting process for MBA program. And once you'll submit the application, university will go through the application and shortlisting process, and whosoever gets shortlisted based on their applications, based on their score, will get a invitation for a small an English test, as well as an online interview that we will be conducting online completely on 2 separate days. So that is in short the process. We accept 7 different kinds of examinations: CAT, MAT, CMAT, NMAT, SNAP, XAT, and GRE, just to emphasize again and again. In case if you have missed CAT or NMAT, SNAP, XAT, you can definitely appear into MAT. CMAT. MAT will be happening in the month of February. I'm sure you all must be knowing that, but just in case for those people who doesn't know about the deadlines, MAT will be happening in the month of February. Though usually MAT happens 4 times a year. One is in September, another one is in December, third time is in February, and fourth time is in May month. So if you haven't tabbed MAT examination in September or December, go for February examination of MAT examination. And then CMAT, their registration hasn't started yet. This examination is tentatively scheduled in the month of February or March. And GRE, you can appear anytime. So the best thing about GRE examination is if you'll register today for GRE examination, the latest date that you can apply to appear in examination would be the day after tomorrow. So immediately they give you an examination slot within 48 hours. So all these examinations are online. Request you to go for examination in case if you haven't taken any examinations yet. And these are some of the criteria that we look forward to in a candidate's scorecards. So for CAT examination, the range of percentile that we look forward to is somewhere about 65-68 percentile. So if candidate has scored somewhere in the range of 65 or beyond criteria, beyond or maybe 65 percentile or above, definitely we welcome you to apply for the Ahmedabad MBA program. Same goes for MAT and CMAT. The minimum percentile that we look forward to is somewhere in the range of 75 to 78 percentile. Any percentile in this range, we do not want you to miss out on your application. Submit the application, please. And for NMAT, it's a score of 195 and above. For SNAP, it is again 78 percentile, just like MAT and CMAT. And for XAT, it is 68 percentile, just like CAT. And for GRE, we are looking forward to having a candidate who has scored somewhere in the range of 280 to 90 out of 346. So that is about the applications and eligibility part. Now you all must be wondering which are the fees. I mean, since we've got a long list of questions that I think it would be imperative for me that we address it right away, just so that any doubts apart from this can be solved later. So as far as fees are concerned, Ahmedabad University is a not-for-profit research university. Our motive is not to charge profit from students. And since our fees are regulated by the Fees Regulation Committee, we only charge 3,34,000 rupees for entire 2-year MBA program, not a penny more. And that will be payable in 4 installments. This 3,34,000 rupees consists of 3,04,000 rupees of tuition fee that you will be paying in 4 installments, and 30,000 rupees of fees that will be charged against textbooks and things like Harvard case studies and other supplementary readings that the university will be regularly making it available to you. So all in all, the entire fees for 2-year MBA program, that is 3,34,000 rupees. And students who are not from Ahmedabad or not from Gujarat, in case if they wish to go for hostels, we have a separate hostels for girls and boys, which are separately for hostel fees. That is, there are two types of packages available here: triple sharing and twin sharing. Triple sharing hostel will cost you about 3,60,000 rupees for 2 years, and twin sharing will cost you about 4,08,000 rupees for 2 years. Okay, so we already have started getting few questions. Okay.
Shwetank, what I would do is that I have a couple of questions which I would ask first, and then what we'll do is that we'll move to the chat box and then pick up questions from there, and then we can start answering those questions.
No problem.
Okay. Okay. So first thing is that as we have got a good idea about the whole entire admission process, fee structure, and everything, some of the questions that we also received earlier regarding the admission process. So one of that question is, since there are multiple rounds of admissions, do students stand a higher chance for admission in round one?
Okay, so
any one of you could answer.
Okay, so to answer that, students who are applying for round one, definitely they have an advantage, because first thing, in case if they have a scorecard, they can directly right away submit the application. In that case, they do not need to do anything. Their part is over. They have submitted their application, and all they can do is to wait for a shortlisting call from Ahmedabad University. Students who cannot appear or submit their application in round one, they have a better chances, because they can appear in examinations which are not yet occurred or executed. Examinations like MAT, CMAT, which happens in the month of February or March, right? Technically, they have more times of preparation. They can appear with more preparation, and then they can get a desired percentile in this examination, and then they can apply for the second round and third round subsequently. But yes, coming to the question back, there is no as such difference between round one, round two, and round three. So students, if you have appeared into these examinations already and has a scorecard, I would request that why to wait for second and third round? Why not to just submit the application in the one go, just so that the sooner you'll submit the application, the better chances and a scope we will be having going through your application. What happens in second and third round, that by the time we approach second and third round, some of the seats are already starts getting occupied, which means definitely students, the seats will get lesser and lesser as we move through the rounds, second and third round. So students, if you have appeared into any of these examinations and get a scorecard before 28th February, make sure that you submit the application. If you do not, then also the application portal will remain open. We will keep on accepting applications. I hope that answers the query.
Yes, a related question was also there. Do chances deteriorate every round? If not, is there a round-wise quota of seats?
See, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Chances do get deteriorates, but that doesn't mean that you do not apply here. We look forward to having some of the brightest minds for MBA programs. So chances will always be there for good and worthy candidates as far as our Ahmedabad MBA program and Ahmedabad University is concerned. University greatly appreciate brighter minds and the students who can make difference out there in the corporate world or in economy. So we are always on lookout for such candidates. So rounds and deadlines should not matter to these candidates. In case if they have missed applying before the first round, the deadline will, the second round is always be there. You can definitely apply, no problem there.
Okay. And our next question is, which all specializations are available in MBA? So which all specializations are being offered at Ahmedabad University when it comes to MBA program? Sir, would you like to take?
Yeah, maybe Shwetank, I can start on that and you feel free to add to it. The degree that we offer is MBA. It doesn't come with any specialization. Of course, some students may be more interested in operations, some in HR, some in marketing, some in finance. And in the second year of the MBA program, we have elective courses in all of these disciplines. So if someone is more interested in HR, they will sign up for more HR courses. But that is just for them to have a more in-depth understanding of HR. Their MBA degree will still say MBA. It will not say MBA HR or MBA marketing. The reason why we don't do that is because as you would, many of the candidates would have seen on our website, or you will see once you start the application process, that we believe that an MBA graduate should be a well-rounded person and should not get too focused on one area, because the way the world is moving today, as you would see in the world of work, the old specialization that I am an HR manager and I will not look outside my department and I am a finance manager, those boundaries are breaking down. Everyone needs to know everything, because, for example, a marketing manager needs to know HR, because a marketing manager manages a team of marketing people. And to manage people, you need to understand HR skills and so on. So without going into details, because we want the students to go out as well-rounded, what we call 360-degree managers, we do not encourage specializations.
Okay. Sir, there's a program which is offered by the university. It is GE MBA in Pharmaceutical Management in collaboration with University of California. Could you talk about a bit about that program?
A little bit, yes, because I believe the students or the people who are attending this webinar are fresh graduates or recent graduates. So the GEMBA program, we call it GEMBA, which is short for Global Executive MBA for Pharmaceutical Management. That is not relevant for this audience, okay. But just to briefly say, it's an MBA program very focused on pharmaceutical. And the people who attend that program are executives. It's an executive program, and they come with at least 12 to 15 years of experience. So it's a senior level program, which your audience might not be interested in. Okay. Details are on our website if someone wants to know, but it's not a entry level MBA. It's
entry level course. Okay. Sir, next, scholarships available. What types of scholarships are available and what are the criteria for those? Swetang, would you like to talk about that?
That will be back to Swetang, yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as scholarship is concerned, we have a need-based scholarship available at Ahmedabad University. Students, since as I already mentioned, this is a not-for-profit university, our motive is not to charge the profits. So as a part of that, we also award scholarships to the worthy candidates. By means of worthy candidate, as in, I mean students who are exceptionally gifted in academics or in extracurricular activities such as performing arts, fine arts, visual arts, or maybe if student has inclination towards sports and things. For an example, if student has played on a state level, maybe national level, or in any ways if student has represented the state or country in any ways in any arenas, such students definitely should go for scholarships. In that case, university has certain criteria that the student needs to fulfill, such as the annual income of the student should be less than 8 lakhs and not beyond. And at the same time, if student qualifies for scholarships, there will be certain stipulations that the student will have to fulfill. For an example, student will have to maintain at least a CGPA of 2 throughout their semesters, for which the scholarship amounts are being awarded to the students. So yes, scholarships are available. It's called need-based scholarships. And these scholarships will be available to the students once student confirms their admission, secures the seat, and then procedure for availing scholarship can be availed and can be carried forward.
Okay. Yeah. Our next question is, does the university also help in internships? I'm sure it does. Would you like to talk about that? What kind of internship opportunities are being offered? And
Yeah,
particularly, how did it handle this thing internship part during the pandemic time? Sir, if
right.
you could also give your insights on that, particularly during the pandemic time.
Yeah, Shwetank will come to what specific internships and which kind of industries and so on. But yes, we do offer internships, and to anyone who's interested. Some students opt not to do internship if they, for example, have a family business and they want to do internship in their own family business. We allow that. It's still supervised by the university and they still have to report what they did, even if they arrange it themselves directly through their family or friends. But whoever wants, our CDC, Career Development Center, arranges for internships for a period of 2 months, approximately in the summer between the first and the second year. Yes, in the last 2 years, 2020 and 2021, almost all these internships were remote working internships. So the students did internships in a work from home format, but they followed all the protocols of those companies, as in being available during work hours, reporting, doing their weekly logs on what have they achieved in that week, what they have learned, etc. So it worked very well. Of course, like all work from home, it had its challenges, but we did internships throughout last 2 years. And this year, again, in 2022, we will hopefully be back to on in-office internships, but we'll see how it goes.
Shwetank, would you like to add something to it?
Yeah, so I'd like to give you some statistics about the placements that university offered to a 2021 batch, which for last year. So in 2021 batch, university was able to provide 93% students with the placement offers. The median offer that university offered was of 4.25 lakhs per annum, whereas the highest offer was in the range of 10 lakhs per annum, right? And these are some of the partial. This is the list of partial list of companies that have participated in internship as well as placement for 2021 batch at Ahmedabad University. You can see the companies coming from all walks of life. Some of them are from finance sector, some of them are from telecommunication, some of them are from ed tech platforms, FMCG, and things like that. I'll give you some more details. So this is the some more names of the companies that have participated in placements. So as far as Ahmedabad University is concerned, we have a dedicated cell called Career Development Cell that takes care of students' final placements as well as summer placements. And this cell specifically works for engaging students in internships as well as placements. So yes, these are some of the companies. We have a database of more than 100 companies that has been working with Ahmedabad University in for providing internships and placements. So this is the graphical representation of sector-wise placement that was for 2021 batch. As you can see, we have provided more than 24%. I mean, we had more than 24% offers from banking and financial sector, and then close to 20% offers from research and media companies, followed by consumer product and retail companies, and which is again followed by consulting and research, pharma companies, infra, IT, and edtech platforms. So yes, as far as Ahmedabad University is concerned, students' summer placement as well as final placement will be taken care of by the university, and students do not have to do anything about it, except they need to maintain their interest and quotient throughout their semesters, just so that then they can compete amongst themselves and grab a better opportunity. I hope that answers your query.
Yes, it does. I was also reading one of the chats, and it's also there. So, what is the minimum stipend for MBA in summer internships? If you could give an insight on that.
Okay, so in that case, I'd like to respond that stipends vary from student to students and companies to companies. Not all companies that are providing internships or summer placements may be ready to offer you a stipend, and not all companies would want students work for free with them, right? So I may not be able to put a finger here that this is something a median offer in terms of stipend, or this is the highest stipend offer that we have received so far. But then yes, as far as summer placement or internship is concerned, it is purely done for the learning opportunity, wherein student will get exposed to a real life corporate setting, and university will arrange for that. So there is not as such highest or median offer that I will be able to tell you here.
Sure. The next question that I would, in fact, like Professor Meglani to respond is that, is integrated MBA courses available at Ahmedabad University?
Yes, yeah. So we have another program which overlaps with the BBA program and the MBA program. So as we said, we have a BBA program, which is a 3-year program, and we have an MBA program, which is a 2-year program. Some students do an integrated MBA, for which their first 3 years are go in parallel with the BBA program. So they do the same courses as they do in BBA and gain the same credits as in BBA. At the end of the 3 years, they have the option of exiting the program and get a BBA degree, or they can commit to staying on for another 2 years. And then they study the same courses as the MBA program does largely. Having said that, as I said, in the last year, there are elective courses. And our MBA program is more focused towards entrepreneurship and family business. And we have many elective courses in that area on how to manage a family business, how to grow a family business, how to be an entrepreneur, how to create a startup, and so on. So IMBA is almost identical to a BBA plus MBA, but with an extra emphasis on family business and entrepreneurship.
Okay. So Shwetank, I would like to understand the same question from you. How is the admission process for this course, and what are the number of seats available, and what is the fee structure of this integrated program?
Okay, integrated program, as far as integrated MBA program is concerned, I may not be able to give you exact picture in terms of fees and things, because that's entirely, as sir has mentioned, it's a different program that overlaps with BBA as well as MBA program.
Okay.
Yeah. So
for that, maybe because the admission for that is, because it starts as a BBA,
through a different process.
So it is a different team. It's called the undergraduate admission department. They handle it. Shwetank only handles MBA. So, but we can get it, of course. So Shwetank, maybe you can get the admission criteria and fee structure for IMBA and BBA from the UG team and share with them. Yeah.
Thank you. Sir, I would like to, one of the questions that came to us was that I want to know how to choose the best fit program in MBA. Best fit program in MBA. I mean, if somebody wants to, maybe the student want to understand what kind of specialization he should choose, maybe in the second year, probably they want to understand this.
Okay. Firstly, again, we do not use the word specialization. May take more marketing courses or more finance courses and so on, depending on your interest. So for that, what happens is the first year, all the MBA students do the same courses. So there's a set of about 23 core courses. And then second year is elective courses. So core courses, there's no specialization. We have a few marketing, finance, HR, operations, data analytics, and various behavioral science courses. During the course of the first year, students start to understand what they like, what they don't like. And the professors, all of us spend a lot of time outside the classroom. And it's an open door university. So many students during their first year of MBA walk into like my office or other professor's office for counseling on, these are my interests, these are the courses I'm enjoying, these are the courses I'm not enjoying. Based on them, we are able to guide them that you should take maybe more marketing courses next year and so on. So it's an informal process, and professors are counselors as well, and we advise the students what to do, which type of courses to take in the second year. That's one layer. Secondly, there is CDC, which Shwetank will talk about a bit more, maybe. So CDC is the our Center for Placement. So Career and Placement Center, what that does is they do more specific aptitude tests towards the end of first year. And based on that, they are able to also guide students saying you have more of an aptitude in finance or in whichever discipline. And they also advise which courses to take in the second year. So, so because we are a small batch MBA, we don't have hundreds of students. We have a small number of students. So we are able to, on a student by student basis, guide the students on what they should take in the second year.
Okay. Sir, one more thing I would like to understand is that, does Ahmedabad University also offers MBA through online?
No, it's one MBA. It's a full-time on-campus MBA. Having said that, obviously the last 2 years have mostly been online. Breaking up.
Brief about that course. Okay, it does not.
Sorry, you'll have to say again.
To get an insight from you, because this question came up multiple times, is that did placement, I am saying, am I audible?
No, sir.
No, your line is breaking up. Can you try again?
Am I audible?
Not really, sir.
No.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, I get now. You are
slightly.
Yeah.
You can try again.
Yeah. So what I wanted to understand was that how did the placement scenario got affected? I mean, if it got affected during the.
Okay. I don't think I've got all your questions, but before passing on to Shwetank, are you able to hear me, Shwetank?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So what in 2020 it got affected because the pandemic, the lockdown started in March, and that was supposed to be the peak of placement and job interviews and so on. And therefore, those who graduated in 2020, their placement got affected because there was a bit of confusion for 2 or 3 months, and many companies had stopped recruiting at that time. So that was affected. 2021, even though it was online, most of the interviews and the whole process was still online. It's come back, and that you might have seen in the slide that Shwetank had shared earlier, and he can show that again, is that we were able to place most of our students. 93% of the students got placed in 21, but the number of placements had gone down because not many companies were willing to do recruitment in 2020. But it's back to normal now. Almost all our students should be placed.
Shwetank, I think there is some network issue at Abhay's end. In the meanwhile, maybe you can answer one question that has been posted by Shruti in chat.
Right.
Yeah. So by the time he'll join back, Abhay will be joining back.
Right. So Shruti is asking that which college she should be joining that offers minimum CTC of 6 lakhs. I guess that is the question. So I'd like to answer Shruti. The thing is, no college will guarantee a minimum package of 5 lakhs or 6 lakhs or 7 lakhs, right? And what I would recommend for you to do is to that First of all, in case if you haven't applied for any MBA program, you should apply for MBA program first of all. And in order to do that, you need to appear into this examination that we have just listed earlier. It's just so that you can become eligible to apply for a good MBA programs. For an example, Ahmedabad MBA, because without this examination scorecard, what you are simply missing is one of the fundamental eligibility criteria, right? So appear in as many competitive examination as you could. And along with that, start applying to colleges. Apply with us, Ahmedabad MBA program as well. And definitely, if the situation permits us, if you are able to join us, things can be sorted out as far as placement. If you are placement oriented person, right, then accordingly you can put your and calibrate your efforts so that you can get a good amount of package before you complete your MBA graduation. So a lot of participants secures their placement right even in their third or fourth semester, even before they complete their graduation. Some of them even receives PPO, right? So because the students knows that what's their end game goal is, right? If the students are able to put in their calibrated efforts towards their singular objective, that is placement, I'm sure placement will not be a difficult thing for you. And I'm sure towards the graduation, I'm sure you will have a decent placement offer.
Yeah. Can I add to that in response to Shruti's questions? Shruti, I think if you're willing to take advice, I would want you to get this of minimum 6 lakh placement out of your head. That's not a question to ask today. Okay, today you have to do well in entrance exams and get to a good MBA program, either at Ahmedabad University or whichever one you want to get into, and work hard for the 2 years and study and learn. Okay, placement is an outcome. It's not an input. You can't start an MBA program by setting up a number on placement. Depends on how good you are, and how good you are will depend on how much in getting a very high score in your entrance exam so that you are accepted at the best MBA programs. And more importantly, how hard you work for the next 2 years to become capable of commanding that 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs, 10 lakhs, whatever. You can't command that today. Okay, today, what is in your control is doing well in entrance exams and doing well in the MBA program. And as we say in the Gita, कर्म करो पहले, फल बाद में आएगा, फल अभी नहीं. You can't say I want 7 lakhs. Why would a company give you 7 lakhs if you are not, if you don't add value worth 7 lakhs? And to add value worth 7 lakhs, you have to work hard from today till the end of the MBA program, and then look for rewards. Don't start with a reward. Sorry for lecturing you, but that's not the way to get into an MBA program, by setting that I want 7 lakhs. If you're worth 7 lakhs, you will get 7 lakhs. If you're worth, there are MBA graduates I know who start at 20 lakhs. If you're worth 20 lakhs, you'll get 20 lakhs. But you have to make yourself worth it. And that you can't do today. That you can do 2 years from now. Okay, all right, that's end of my lecturing. If Shruti, you believe that or don't agree with it, feel free to write in chat or contact Shwetank later.
Shwetank, would you like to take this question? I think yes. Swapnil has asked. I didn't appear for any of the MBA entrances. I think you've answered that they can appear for GRE or something. If you could again talk about that.
Yeah, I'd like to just stress it out that Swapnil, in case if you haven't appeared into any of this examination, I recommend that you apply for, there are 3 examinations that you can still tap. One is MAT examination that will be happening in the month of February. The registration has already started. So you can definitely go for MAT examination. Another one is CMAT examination, which is tentatively scheduled somewhere in the month of February or March, most probably in March. And third examination apart from CMAT and MAT will be GRE examination. So these 3 examination you can register for, and you can appear into it and see how you can score within our cutoffs, criteria and expectations. My advice and what you'll appreciate most is that you wouldn't want to sit in a class where students are coming from a 40 percentile criteria or 50% criteria, correct? You would really appreciate where the level of your intellectual capability matches with other students, and you are able to forge a good communication with the students, right? So what I'll advise, start putting in some efforts towards preparation for such examination. You still have good amount of times to go for next examination, that is MAT, scheduled in February. So you have decent 20-25 days to appear for this examination. Since these examinations are happening online, and you can very much take this examination from the comfort of your home, I don't think there is anything much to worry about except just preparation. If you can put in about 20-25 days of good preparation for this examination for MAT and CMAT, 80 percentile is not difficult that you cannot achieve within 20-25 days. So my advice is go for MAT, CMAT as well as GRE. Appear in as many examinations, because practice only will get you towards perfection and towards beyond 80 percentile or 85 percentile.
I have a question for Professor Meglani. I mean, it has also come to us that what is the difference between MBA and PGDM program? Though both are mostly same. Would you like to give an insight into that?
Yes, so PGDM stands for Postgraduate Diploma in Management. In the content of the program, both are the same. It usually depends on the institution or the college or university that's offering it. There are some institutions who are not deemed to be university and therefore are not allowed to give out a degree. Like MBA is a degree, it's a master's degree. So they call their MBA program Postgraduate Diploma in Management, PGDM. As you would know, even I am Ahmedabad.
Yes.
Used to call it PGDM until a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I hold a PGDM myself because IIMs in the olden days were not allowed to give an MBA because they were not a university. Now they are deemed a university, so now you get an MBA. So there's no difference. It's just the legal
nomenclature.
University decides that. Yeah.
Okay. Let's pick a couple of questions from the chat. One of the, somebody has asked, I am in the last year of graduation, what to do now? I mean, maybe probably they want to understand when they should start preparing for an MBA.
Okay. I have a good answer for that. So let's say, suppose if you are into third year of your undergraduate degree, or maybe on fourth year of your undergraduate degree, this marks the appropriate time for when you start preparing for professional courses like MBA program, right? So this is a good time for you where you can appear into as many examinations as you can tap in, because most of the examinations minimum eligibility criteria is that if you have completed your graduation, or if you are a third year undergraduate student, you can still appear into this examination. So similarly, I would request that you start preparing for these examinations. There are a lot of examinations that are lined up in February, March, as well as in May. So tap this examination as you could, and make sure that you score somewhere beyond 80 percentile. And I'm sure a gateway to a good MBA program at one of the good university will surely be waiting for you.
Yeah, thank you, Sadang. So before closing, there's a question that I would like to understand from both of you. In fact, it's kind of an understanding. What would be your suggestion, Professor Meglani, to students who are looking to do MBA programs from Ahmedabad University? How this program has an edge over other universities located in that area?
Okay. So Ahmedabad University MBA is much more, there are two words that I will try to explain which define how we are different from many other MBA programs. One is it's an interdisciplinary MBA program, which means that we don't just go into the standard traditional courses inside an MBA, for example, marketing, HR, operations, data analytics, finance, etc. We make sure that our students take courses from beyond traditional management. So they take some courses from humanities, some courses from technology, some like data science or design thinking, and so on. So our belief is that MBA should not just produce managers who have a tunnel vision and who go and manage a marketing function or a finance function. They should be have a wider perspective of the world, and therefore it's an interdisciplinary program. The second thing that I think differentiates us is what we call experiential. So a large part of the program and a large part of the learning happens outside the classroom. So experiential means they experience, they do things, they don't just learn things. So as we all know, and students know better than anyone, that sitting in a class and listening to a professor for an hour is a very boring thing. I can say that as a professor. Students do not like that. Students do not like sitting and listening to a professor and taking notes and reading textbooks and writing exams. All that is fine, but that's very boring, and that's not a good way to learn. As we all know from our life in general, we learn when we do. You can't, for example, learn painting by reading about painting. You paint and so on. So there is a lot of experiential component. There is a module inside our MBA program called the Root Camp. Root Camp is like from the beginning of the MBA program, each student gets attached to a company, a real company, not a simulation. And as they learn different courses, they apply that in the project they are doing with that company. So everything they are able to see in real life, how it works in a real company, not just how it works in theory. So I think those two things is what our students like about our MBA program.
I'd like to add one last point here, sir. So what makes unique, one of the USPs of Ahmedabad MBA program, as Professor Meglani has already rightly pointed out, that we offer general management MBA in general management, right? So if you compare a lot of universities and their degree offerings, not many universities in India are offering MBA in general management. That itself, it makes it unique. And if I have to quantify in terms of return on investment, MBA in general management as a degree has more potential than MBA with a specialization, because not only students are able to tap opportunities from different sectors, not just, they do not have to stay restricted to one particular specialization based job. For an example, as you might be knowing, students' taste preference changes over the time. So student who's interested in finance sector while joining the MBA program might not be having the same sort of a preference while he graduates. He may have a different persona for different inclination towards marketing and HR. So with this MBA in general management, students are equipped with a better opportunities. They can apply or they can tap any opportunity from any sectors, be it from marketing, finance, HR, operations management, supply chain management, business analytics, digital marketing, or any sector so far. So that makes it unique.
Thank you very much, Shwetang. Thank you very much, Professor Meglani. So we have a feedback survey for audience also. They can share their feedback. How was the entire webinar? Thank you very much, both of you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.